Well guys, it is 3:15 in the morning. Tomorrow afternoon we are going to go back to Toronto. So I would like to go back to the room. I'm still doubting between No Limit or PLO table. I think I will see how it goes over there. This is my first vlog, actual vlog of the full trip to Montreal. So let's go, I'll see you at the table. You know how I was doubting between PLO or No Limit? When I actually came to the club, it turned out that they have a table, a mixed table. 1-2 No Limit and 2-2 PLO, one round of each. So that's exactly what I decided to play, and it's gonna be a fun action. Let's go. My first hand is 6-3 off, and of course we fold. What you think, huh? My first PLO hand was also not that good, so I also had to fold it. Just so you know guys, PLO is not exactly the game that I usually play, but if I make certain mistakes or if you think that there are hands that I shouldn't be playing, please let them know in the comments below. And also let me know if you're interested in any PLO games on my vlog channel. Another question is, what stakes you prefer to see? 1-3, 1-2, 2-5, 5-5, because I play most of them. And knowing my audience is gonna help me deliver the content better. So in this hand, there was a raise to $20. The player was punishing the limpers. I fold this one, which I'm pretty sure is a good move. The first PLO hand that I decided to play was 5-6-7-7, only one suit. And I'm pretty sure the only reason why I decided to do was because I was on the button. I called for $15 to see the flop, which is a complete brick for me. It's Deuce, Jack, King, Rainbow. Even as a non-PLO expert, I knew that this board is a bad one, but we all ended up checking. And the turn is even worse, it's Ace of Spades. That was a very easy fold for me. First interesting hand of the night. In this 1-2 No Limit round, I pick up pocket deuces. I'm in cutoff position. There was an under the gun shuttle of $5. The player to my right and me decide to limp. Usually I'm not a fan of taking a passive route, but because the waitress was waiting for me, I just decided to put the chip in. But the button did mean raise to 15, and instead of 6, we have 4 ways to see the flop. The flop is not good, it is great.
It's a great twist.
It's 3 Jack Deuce, so we flopped the bottom set. The players before me and I checked to the initial raiser on the button, and he did c-bet $35. The straddle guy folds, the player on my right calls, and I push for the remaining $61. The button and the player on my right obviously call. Very nice. Now you may wonder, why did I buy in for $100? Usually when I play No Limit, I play for 100 bigs, but because it was a mixed game with a PLO variance, I decided to buy in for the minimum amount of $100. Back to my pocket deuces. The run out is great, the turn is King of Spades, and the river is Ace of Hearts, so no flushes got there. My opponents didn't really want to open their hands, so I was confident I'm good. We get to scope our first spot of the night. Let's go! Literally 4 minutes later, I pick up pocket jacks. It is a nice premium hand, but a lot of people have a love-hate relationship with it.
Including myself.
Anyway, I raise to 15. The player after me calls, and the under the gun calls as well. We have 3 ways to see the flop, which is amazing. It is Jack Deuce Deuce. We flopped the nuts. There was no point to c-bet this flop, so we all checked it down. On the turn, there is a 7 of diamonds. I place a small bet of $15 just to get something in there. Only the player behind me calls. With 2 diamonds out there, I was hoping that my opponent was on a flush draw and he gets there. But no, the river is a complete brick, it's 4 of spades. I make another bet of 35, but he folds. We try to get the max value, but I'm not complaining, I'm just stating a fact. A win is a win, right? I tip the dealer and we move on to the next hand. In this PLO round, I had Ace-6 and Jack-8 of spades, but when I played the hand, I actually thought that it was Ace and 6 of hearts. That's the reason why I called this hand in the first place. In any case, there was an under the gun shuttle of $10 and 7 players to see the flop. The flop is 6 of diamonds, 7 of diamonds, 4 of hearts. 6 players check, the button bets $50. As you can see on your screen, everybody almost snap folds. Not the hijack though. The player to my right, he pots, and of course, even though I had the Ace of Diamonds blocker, it was an easy fold for me. Next interesting hand. I had 4, 5, 7, 8, only one suit. Even though now I realize that it wasn't a good hand to play with it, I did play it that night. I mean, it was 4:30 in the morning and I wasn't exactly thinking straight.
Anyways.
The pre-flop action was that there was a $5 shuttle, low jack raises to 10, hijack calls, button calls, small blind calls, and so do I. So we have 5 ways to see the flop, which is ace, deuce, deuce, 2 clubs. It seems like nobody was really happy with this flop, so we all ended up checking it. The turn is 6 of hearts. I do not improve. And even though I don't, for some reason, I decided to call the $25 that the button did bet. I guess I was chasing a gut shot straight, but let's face it, it was a bad call. We are now heads up to see the river, which is queen of clubs. And here is what I decide to do. What is the pot?
110.
Well, it seems that my backup plan was to see the club and pot the river as if I hit the flush. And guess what? He folded.
Remember, don't try this at home, kids. I am a professional.
I'm joking, not a professional. I mean, it did work out in my case, but it wasn't a good move, especially out of position. After pulling a bluff with this PLO hand, I played a couple more where I bled a little bit of money away. It was about 5 a.m. in the morning and I was more inclined to gamble and get involved in pots where I shouldn't be. So that's why I decided to wait for the Texas Hold'em round and then head home. At this point, a new dealer sat down and I had a good feeling about him. Let's see if that feeling was correct. In this hand, I'm in big blind with Jack 9 off. There was an under the gun shuttle of $5, a couple impers. I mean raised to $15 and only the middle position players call me. So we have 3 ways to see the flop, which is ace 4-6 rainbow. The good news is that we all checked it down and we get to see the turn for free. The turn is a blackjack, still rainbow board, and I throw out a $15 bet, only 1 caller. I didn't see the point of getting too deep because there was a risk of running into an ace. I mean, all I had was a second pair and not even a good kicker. The river is a 6, which pairs the board. I was in a check call mode, but we both ended up checking. Turned out my jack was good. Next, very interesting hand to note. We were playing pretty short-handed. There was an under the gun shuttle of $5 plus 2 calls. I'm on the button with 5-7 of hearts. I don't like limping, so especially on the button, I min raise to $20. The shuttle and the plus 2, the same middle position players from before, they call me. Again, the same 3 players get to see the flop in this Texas Hold'em round. The dealer burns, turns, and flips up the first 3 cards. 4, 5, 8 rainbow. I mean, it's a decent flop for me. I have a pair with a gut shot straight draw. As expected, both players check to me. I see bet $20. The shuttle snap calls me, and here where things get interesting. The plus 2 decides to re-raise to $75. This line of action tells me that he could have at least 2 pairs on the flop. However, I thought that I'm not ready to fold just yet. I mean, my opponent could also think that all I had was Broadway cards because I was the initial raiser. With this in mind, I call $55 more to see if I can improve on the turn. I do improve indeed. The turn is a deuce of hearts, which gives me a flush draw as well. I thought this was one of the best cards to get, and when my opponent pushes all in, I snap call. He right away shows 6-7 of spades for a flopped nut straight.
Oops.
I needed a miracle river card, and miracle do I get. It is a 3 of hearts. Run a flush, baby. I told you I had a good feeling about this dealer, who by the way was counting my remaining chips before pushing the entire stack to me. On this happy note, very soon after, it was time to get up and book a decent win of about $300. Tap that like if you approve. I also encourage you to check out the first 2 vlogs from the same trip, which you will see on your screen right now.